Hello, Crafty Crandall fam. In today's video, I want to share with you tips and habits that I have built over the years that improve my creativity, my physical, mental, and emotional health. The first habit that I want to mention is practicing gratefulness. Every single day, right before bed, I write down a couple of things that I am grateful for throughout the day. This is true of good days, bad days, in between blah days. Every single day I can come up with something that I am grateful for. And consistently over time, those things have built and really given me powerful insights into what is the most important things for me in my life. And I would recommend this habit to anyone. I'm on my third year of practicing gratefulness. I have a line a day journal that was given to me by my best friend, and every single day I write this down, and then it gives me the opportunity to see what I was grateful for a year or 2 years ago, and so I can reflect and better understand for my life what the most important things are. And it has just been grounding, foundational, inspirational in a way that I cannot truly express, but hope that you will get to experience for yourself. The next habit that I want to talk about is that of tidying up. I've always been a generally pretty clean person, but have in my past definitely let rooms accumulate too much junk. The practice of tidying up has helped me feel better in my space. Every time that I make a meal, every time that I do anything that produces an amount of clutter, so whether I'm making a painting or if I'm like in the midst of doing the laundry, I always make sure that before I go to sleep, the spaces that I have utilized are tidied up. Now, this is not too serious. This doesn't mean that I am getting the Pledge, the Windex, the various surface cleaners out and I'm cleaning the space every night. This simply means that I am putting things back in their place when I am done with them. This leads to a lot better mental clarity, mental health, and for me personally, I have found that I'm able to focus better on tasks if my space is clean when I approach them. The next habit that I have is to set the mood. What I mean by this is that before I start a painting, before I start practicing guitar, before I start engaging in a creative endeavor, there are certain things that I like to do to make the space that I'm doing them in a little bit more inviting. A lot of times this will mean lighting a candle. I really enjoy just having a candle lit, both for the aroma, but also for the beauty of the firelight. I really appreciate a fire, and I don't have a fireplace here in my house, so candles are how I achieve that. Additionally, I like to make sure that I've got the correct lighting for the activity that I'm engaging in. I make sure that I have all of my materials ready to go so that nothing is hindering me from engaging in my creative pursuit, whether again that be guitar, artwork, felting, anything else that I'm working on. I try to make sure that the mood is set just right for me to have the optimal chance at success in creating something that I am happy with or proud of. Next, I want to talk about reading. So reading is a habit that I have almost always had since I've been a kid. However, I definitely fell out of it during college and at more stressful points in my life. And I find that just taking 10 minutes a day, right at the end of the day, right before I go to bed, I will read a book. And it is extremely helpful to get off of a screen, to immerse myself in a different creative world and just relax. I feel like reading is one of the best ways to engage in just slowing down and relaxing. Reading might not be for you, and I highly recommend kind of trying different books until you find something that is interesting to you. I know personally, I don't jive with a lot of nonfiction. For me to physically read a nonfiction book is difficult, so I tend to listen to those via audiobook because that for me is a more accessible method of consuming that content. Whereas I physically read a lot of my fiction, so fantasy, sci-fi, anything generally of those two genres. And I find that this is a really helpful habit, not only again for relaxation, but also to just slow down, get away from the hustle and bustle of the world, and to also inspire new forms of creativity. I find that I often want to then go draw those book characters, or I want to paint a scene from that world, or am just really interested in the form of magic that they're talking about. So it's kind of a twofold way to stay in the creative mindset while also just letting go. The next habit that I want to talk about is getting active. So this is amazing for your physical health in addition to your mental health. I try to be somewhat active every single day. Now, Monday through Friday, that will typically mean going to the gym and working out. Other days of the week, and in addition to those workouts, I will typically also then go for a walk. I find that going for a walk helps me to clear my head and process my ideas in such a way that I can get organized to achieve my goals. Walking has been an invaluable form of mental clarity, but also getting my body up and moving and out of the house. Sometimes that's all you need is a change of scenery to inspire you creatively or to help you work through an idea that just isn't hitting. So I highly recommend that whatever you do to get active, be that working out at the gym, going for a bike ride, Pilates, yoga, there are a million ways to get your body moving and get your mind stimulated through activity, and that is a fantastic way to improve your mental and physical health in the process. The next habit that I want to mention is practice. You knew it was coming, and here it is. Practice, practice, practice. So I find that just engaging in the smallest bit of artwork, the smallest bit of just picking up my guitar and starting to play something, anything, is super helpful in keeping up my creativity with respect to either of these activities, which are my personal forms of creativity, like my outlets of creativeness. But if that means for you writing or poetry or any other creative endeavor, knitting, crocheting, etc., practice, practice, practice. I can't stress that enough. I don't practice enough. You probably don't practice enough. We could all stand to just engage with our craft a little bit more on a day-to-day basis. And I know personally that I feel that that will help immensely with my progress and also with how I feel about the activity in general. For a long time, I had kind of put artwork aside for my pursuit of music, and I felt bad about it. Like in my chest, I felt bad about not making art. And I didn't like how that made me feel. So gradually I started picking it up again. I used every opportunity that I had to make some artwork and did so. Whether the results were good or bad, doesn't matter. Anytime that I felt like, yes, I'm gonna make a card for someone, or, ooh, that could call for a piece of artwork. Like, I did it, and I felt so much better. So this is your cue to get practicing and just engage in your creative outlet so that you feel better about that activity, both physically and mentally. The final habit that I want to mention is to just start. This one may seem a little bit less obvious as a habit, but it is a methodology that I have employed whenever I feel blocked on a project, be that writing a song, making a painting, anything at work that I feel like I'm procrastinating on. I know now, having employed this methodology so many times, that I just need to start. It was true with this video. I dragged my feet on starting the dialogue for this video because I found it difficult. I've never really done many scripted videos before, and so this was a more difficult video to film. And therefore, I just ended up having to start filming. And you know what? Once I did, the ideas came easier. The concept of verbalizing my thoughts on this became easier. This is true of pretty much everything. Starting my YouTube channel, starting to play guitar in the first place. Everything is scary until you start doing it and start building some confidence. So if you are struggling with something and you are procrastinating on it, you're worrying, you're building anxiety, or you're building a fear of starting something, I encourage you to do something with it. It doesn't have to be astronomical. It can be just a small step in that direction, and I think that you'll find that that then gives you momentum to continue forward. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that this helped to inspire you in some of your habits, or allowed you to reflect on some of the habits that you also use in your life to improve your creativity, physical, mental, and emotional health. Let me know in the comments down below if you have implemented any of these habits. If you want to expound with habits of your own, I'd love to read them, and I appreciate the feedback as always. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!